6 months ago, I had my third ever credit card, the Amazon Prime Visa. And before I even got this card, I knew that it was going to be a staple in my wallet for a very long time. However, I didn't know just how good this card had the potential to be. So in this video, I'm going to tell you absolutely everything that you need to know about the Amazon Prime Visa after getting real world experience with it for the last 6 months. I'm going to tell you the 6 things that I love about this card and then 2 potential drawbacks. And if you decide that you want this card by the end of this video, I'll have an affiliate link down in the comments where you can go and apply and support this channel while you're doing it. So the first great thing about this card is the sign-up bonus. If you've been thinking about getting the Amazon Prime Visa, now is the perfect time to go and apply because it's giving a limited time $200 sign-up bonus. This is tied for the highest sign-up bonus I've seen. You're going to get your sign-up bonus in the form of an Amazon gift card. But the best thing about it is it takes literally zero effort to earn. As soon as you're approved, $200 is instantly going to be put into your Amazon gift card balance. Most credit cards are going to have you spend a couple hundred or even a couple $1,000s before giving you your sign-up bonus, but with the Amazon Prime Visa, you're literally going to be able to spend it as soon as you're approved. Usually the sign-up bonus on this card is going to be bumped up to $200 right before big holidays like Black Friday, Christmas, or a lot of Amazon events like Prime Day. And on top of that sign-up bonus, you're going to be getting some amazing rewards. The first reward category, and the reason why this card is so popular, is you're going to get an uncapped 5% back on every single one of your purchases from Amazon. The average household in America is spending $2,700 on Amazon each year. And if they were to put those purchases on this card, they would get a free $135 in cash back. But there's a special trick that nobody talks about, which allows you to get 6% back on all your purchases from Amazon. When you check out, if you actually choose no rush shipping, instead of that 5%, they're going to give you an extra 1%, turning that 5% into 6% on everything you buy. But during special events like Prime Day or Prime Big Deals Day, the base cash back that you're going to be earning from the Amazon Prime Visa on Amazon is bumped up to 6%. And if you choose no rush shipping on those days, it's going to be bumped up to 7%. Those are always going to pop up during Prime Day and Big Prime Deals Day, but I'm not sure if they're going to add that for this Black Friday or right before Christmas either. So we're just going to have to wait and see. This card's also going to give you 5% back on Amazon Fresh and 5% back on Whole Foods. Now, when a lot of people talk about this card, they kind of just mention that it gives you 5% back on those 2 grocery stores and then move on to the next thing. But when you think about that, that could be absolutely huge. In theory, this card could give you an uncapped 5% back on all your grocery purchases. And if you pay attention to credit cards, you know that it's very hard to find cards with no annual fee that give you that much cash back for groceries. Unfortunately, Whole Foods sucks. Their prices for their organic or whole foods are like 50% more than regular grocery stores, and the food's the exact same. You can go to Ralph's or TJ Maxx or Walmart and buy organic food for a fraction of the cost of Whole Foods. So getting 5% back on food that's 40% more expensive isn't going to do you any good. The next store, Amazon Fresh, I've actually never been inside, so I decided to leave my recording studio and take a little field trip. Alright, so I pulled up to my local Amazon Fresh, and there was one about 15 minutes away from me, and funny enough, it was right next to my old credit union. The first thing that I noticed when I walked in is these weird little carts that they gave you. It honestly felt like I was pushing a spaceship, not a grocery cart. It had a touchscreen on it, and inside the cart it had 2 scanners, and the purpose of this cart is so that you can scan all the items as you're putting it in the cart, eliminating the need to go and check out. All you have to do is open up your Amazon app and then scan a QR code, and then you're ready to go. One of the first things that I noticed is that there was cameras in every square inch of this place watching your every movement. Anyways, I tried my best to ignore the cameras and headed over to the meat aisle to check out the prices. I thought the price tags were really funny because they were all electronic and it looked the exact same as the Amazon Kindle screen. However, I noticed the prices were actually pretty expensive. For example, the organic milk there was $7, which is absolutely insane. Granted, I do live in California, but that's even a crazy price for here. I will say though that they had a nice little buffet style food bar where I ended up getting some mac and cheese. The coolest part of this place was checking out. All I had to do was walk through this checkout area and the cart automatically charged my Amazon Prime Visa. So just like Whole Foods, getting 5% back on food that's 20% more expensive just isn't worth it. I will say though that mac and cheese was pretty good. The next thing that this card is going to give you is 5% back when you book travel through the Chase Travel portal. You can actually utilize this and get 5% back on all your travel. I would recommend checking Expedia and other places online though to make sure you're getting the cheapest price available. Just like Whole Foods, getting 5% back on Chase Travel isn't going to be worth it if a hotel on the Chase Travel portal is $80, but that same hotel is $60 on Expedia. It's then going to give you 2% back on gas stations, restaurants, and local transit and commuting, which includes ride shares like Uber and Lyft. Now, there's a ton of other credit cards like the Citi Double Cash that'll give you a flat 2% back on every single one of your purchases, purchases, so these 2% categories aren't going to be significant. However, if you don't have a card that gives you higher than 2%, you can definitely still take advantage of these. I get a lot of my gas at Costco, and Costco only allows Visa cards to purchase gas. And since I don't have another Visa card that gives me higher than 2%, I do actually get some value out of that 2%. And then it's going to give you 1% on all your other purchases. Let's talk about the third thing that I like about this card, and that's the annual fee. This card technically has no annual fee, but you do have to have Amazon Prime to earn 5% back. Also, if you have Amazon Prime when you get this card, but then cancel Amazon Prime, your rewards are going to go from 5% and then bump back down to 3%. But as soon as you renew Amazon Prime, your rewards are going to shoot back up to 3%. So if you're not in a season where you're spending a lot on Amazon and paying for Amazon Prime isn't worth it for you, you can always cancel your Amazon subscription, and then when you're using Amazon more, renew Prime and get 5% back again. However, 50% of America already has Amazon Prime, and if you're anything like me, you use Amazon Prime so much, there's no reason to ever cancel it. There's also a trick that I want to show you where you can get this card and get 5% back even if you personally don't have Amazon Prime. If you have someone else in your household with Amazon Prime, you can be added as a household member. So let's say your mom had Amazon Prime, she can add you as a household member and you'll get your own personal Prime account through her account, but you're still only paying one membership fee. Each Prime account is able to add an additional one household member. To do this, log into Amazon, locate the Share Your Prime Benefits section, select Manage Your Household, enter the name and email of the person that you want to share benefits with, and then just like that, you're added. I also do want to mention that this is a Chase co-branded card. So this card is going to be managed through Chase and not through Amazon. You're going to want a good credit score, so 670 or higher to get approved. However, I have seen people with credit scores around 650 get approved that have a long credit history or have really high income. Amazon does have a pre-approval for this card though, so you can always go and check that before you apply to see if you're pre-approved before you get a hard pull on your credit. Also, if you're familiar with credit cards at all, you'll know the notorious Chase 524 rule. This is a rule where Chase will automatically decline you if you've gotten more than 5 personal credit cards in the last 2 years. However, this rule doesn't apply to the Amazon Prime Visa, thankfully. So even if you've been stacking up a bunch of credit cards in the last couple of years, you can still have a good chance of getting approved for this card. I found that credit limits are pretty random with this card. Like I said, this was only my third card, and at the time, I didn't have any other cards with super high credit limits, so they just approved me with $500, which was okay with me because I just want to get this card. I didn't really care about the limit. But I've seen other people get credit limits all the way up to $20,000. If you already have another credit card with Chase, they're going to give you a similar limit on your Amazon Prime Visa. And because this is a Chase card, you get access to the Chase offers, which are pretty much just a bunch of coupons to random stores and restaurants. But honestly, when I was scrolling through these, I didn't see a single one that I would actually be able to use, so this is a non-factor for me. All right, let's move on to the next reason why I love this card, and that's going to be the flexibility of redemption. Unfortunately, you can't take the points from the Amazon Prime Visa and move them over to one of the Chase Sapphire cards, but what you can do is redeem your rewards for Amazon purchases, statement credits, travel, or direct deposit. For Amazon purchases, all you have to do is go and check out, and then it'll show you how many points you have and give you an option to use those points to save on your Amazon purchases. A statement credit can be used to reduce the amount that you owe on the balance of your credit card. You can then use it for travel if you want, but I don't really see why you do that. It's all going to redeem at 1 cent per point anyway, so you might as well just redeem for cash back. My favorite way to redeem the points on this card is as a direct deposit into your bank account. As you can see here, I can just click my Navy Federal Credit Union checking account, and then within a couple days, I'm going to get that money in my checking account. The next reason that I love this card is because of the benefits. And let me tell you, there's actually some really underrated benefits. A lot of people just talk about this card being good for just Amazon, but you're going to see that you can actually get some use outside of Amazon and maybe even outside of the country. All right, so the first benefit does pertain to Amazon, and that's going to be their buy now, pay later feature. So on purchases of $50 or more, you have the option to split your payments up into equal amounts over 6 months and pay 0 APR. Or if the purchase is over $250, you can go for 12 months. However, I wouldn't recommend doing this because it's easy to buy a bunch of things that you don't have the money for and just choose to pay over time, but those can stack up. You're also not going to be earning that 5% back on Amazon when you do this, and it's going to be taken out of your credit limit, which could boost your utilization, lowering your credit score. Plus, if you don't pay it off within that time period, you're going to be stuck paying a really high APR, which is between 19 and 28%. But the benefits that I personally like are going to be travel benefits. The first is no foreign transaction fee, meaning you can use this credit card anywhere in the world and not be charged any extra conversion fees. You also get rental auto coverage, but I actually wouldn't suggest using this one because it's secondary coverage, meaning that you would have to report the accident to your insurance, and that would spike your insurance a lot, so it's not worth it. You also get baggage delay insurance, extended warranty protection, lost luggage reimbursement, roadside assistance, travel accident insurance, travel and emergency assistance, and purchase protection. My favorite of those is going to be purchase protection. If something you buy with this card is damaged or stolen, for 4 months, Chase is actually going to reimburse you for that item up to $500. So pretty cool if you're clumsy like me and you're breaking a lot of things, or for some reason you're just always getting robbed. Maybe the NFL teams that play the Chiefs every week should get this card so they don't keep getting robbed by the refs. Alright, so the last thing that I like about this card, and I don't see a lot of people talking about, is that this is actually a metal card. It's metal infused, so the center of it here is metal, and then the outside is kind of plasticky. Here it is next to the American Express Gold. So as you can see, the face of the card isn't really metal, but they have metal sandwiched in between, which still gives it a really nice luxurious feel to it. I was really surprised when I opened it up in the mail because I was just expecting a cheap plastic card. So it's a shame that you're getting such a nice card design that's probably just going to sit in your sock drawer while you use it online. Alright, so now that I finished glazing this card, let me give you 2 potential drawbacks for people. The first is that it doesn't come with travel delay or travel interruption protection. So while it does come with some other decent travel benefits, it's missing this really big one. So if you have a travel credit card that does give you that travel protection, you're probably going to be better off booking travel with that one. And then the second potential drawback is that it's a little bit limited in its use outside of Amazon. There's other credit cards that offer higher than 2% on the categories like dining and gas. So this isn't really a do-it-all card, but that's absolutely fine with me because I'd rather have a credit card be really good at one specific thing than a credit card that's mediocre at a bunch of different things. Now, if you're more of a credit card casual and you don't know what most of the things I said in this video is, that's okay. To summarize it, it doesn't matter if you have a complicated setup or you don't have a credit card setup at all. If you already have Amazon Prime, this is an absolutely no-brainer card. You can just sign up for it, throw it in your sock drawer, never touch it again, and earn 5 or even 6 or 7% back on your Amazon purchases. 5% is pretty much the highest that you're going to see for cashback credit cards, so I would 1000% recommend this card. Again, if you do want to jump on that $200 sign-up bonus, I'll have a link for that down in the description, and let me know you made it all the way to the end by commenting what's your favorite show on Amazon Prime. Mine personally is Invincible. I don't think you can beat that.